Roy Smith is our grain market analyst this week. We talked with Roy Wednesday afternoon about the possibility of big crops in South America, how 2015 acre predictions are affecting markets, and selling strategies for corn and soybeans. We began by asking about the soybean market and if Tuesday's strong performance could have inspired some selling.
Well, Tuesday was a good day, and I guess the thing that I want to remind everybody of, that one of my principles of marketing is you never sell soybeans in February. Been watching these markets for 30 years, and we've never had the annual high in February. Now that doesn't mean it couldn't happen. It just means it didn't happen, and odds are probably pretty good that it's not going to happen this time. So, I have people inquiring, well, now we got a 30-cent rally in the bean market. Should I sell something? And my general recommendation is, if you've waited this long, you just as well wait till the 1st of March, because odds are very good the price is going to be higher then than it is today.
The last time we were here, we talked about how the chart was tracking consistently with how it's done historically. Is that still the case?
It is very much so. I trade a very small spec account to test my seasonal price trends against real-time marketing, and the market has just been dynamite in following that pattern. Very seldom on the exact day. Once in a great while you might hit it on the exact day, but usually within 3 or 4 days or a week, sometimes maybe 2 weeks. But it's just kind of astounding as to how close they follow the normal pattern.
So certainly, while news from Brazil and Argentina might have some effect, historically has the market weathered the news from there and the possibilities of a record crop fairly well?
I think we've seen a pretty big pull down in the soybean market here in the last month, and I think a lot of that big Brazilian and Argentine soybean crop talk is already in the market. We've seen the market lose about half of what it had gained since harvest, and that may be enough. My thinking is, seeing the kind of action we've seen this week, that's probably as far enough down that we could be pulling out of this and going into that move that I call the spring high.
We're getting to the point in time where we start to hear acre predictions, and some analysts are believing that soybeans will be ratcheted up even more so than they were last year, or at least I should say more on top of what they were last year. Do you believe that could give some fuel to corn?
Well, I think that the thing that people are looking at, they're saying it's more expensive to plant corn. The relative price corn to soybeans is cheaper, so we're going to see a shift to farmers planting more soybeans and fewer acres of corn. And that talk comes around just about every year or something similar to that, and very seldom does it actually play out the way people think. There's a real danger in being too logical when it comes to marketing, and I much prefer to look at patterns that have established over a period of years and making my bets on that, as opposed to trying to look at the logic and saying, well, there's going to be more acres of beans in Indiana and fewer acres of beans in North Dakota, and that's all interesting talk, but really when it comes down to it, amounts to nothing.
We talked the last time we were here again that you had corn in the bin still. What would get you excited about moving some of it?
Well, for one thing, get rid of some of this snow. We're kind of at a point where driving a truck is not a practical pastime. The people who rent the bins from me got their corn moved, and for them I'm happy, and I'll be looking at 1st of March from then on for some opportunity to make some sales and haul some corn. Right now, hauling is not something I want to try to do.
Where's basis at in this area?
The basis has held pretty steady since the harvest is over. We got a little bit of a pop in basis there right at the end of harvest, but it hasn't changed much since then. We're looking at 65 under on beans and 35 under, somewhere thereabouts, on corn. And I don't know what it's going to take to move it off of that. Our elevator here locally got rid of their pile of corn really fast, and they moved on somewhere else, and kind of left a lot of us scratching our heads thinking that we're going to see that corn all winter, and here the middle of January it's gone. So I think that bodes well for possibility of basis improving on down the line.